Well, good morning there, YouTube. As we're scooting past the old cedar mill. It's cool enough that my shield is fogging. That's quite irritating. But I'm used to it by now. Wow, is it beautiful out here. This time yesterday it was in the 40s and raining. It's only 53 according to the Spyder here. Make that 51. It's not exactly warm out here. I probably should have wore I got these, I don't know what you call those things. They're that light material, that rain gear. It's more of a sportsman gear. They're Stearns rain pants, but they're real light, very waterproof and very windproof. And I'll usually slip, because they're so easy to get on and off, I'll usually slip those things on to keep the wind from soaking through these dicky work pants that I wear. That are shop supplies. Very comfortable and whatnot, but they're not very thick. I was thinking 50 degrees would feel a little warmer than this, but but anyway, yesterday, actually I received it the day before, but I got the Blue Ridge windshield for the Spyder F3, because that Route 129, which in some of my videos I mistakenly called it a Route 166. I knew there was a Route 66, which was the big touring shield that was discontinued. They don't really explain why. There's no relevance or factual anything behind this, but I have a feeling it's there may have been a visual impairment or something looking through that. I have no idea. It's just pure speculation on my part. But it just says, due to circumstances, it's been discontinued, you know. And unfortunately, look at the deer running on the side of the road here. You still see one standing right there. There she goes. Beautiful, huh? Man, last night coming home from work, of course, being all wet and nasty up here, I caged it. But when Kelly and I were coming back through Toledo, it was, there was deer everywhere. Man, freakishly so. I hate that shield being up, but it just makes too much noise when you're trying to vlog. And really, this camera's so low, it's, even with that shield all the way down like that, it's Stellar's, Jay. Even with the shield all the way down, it's still, you're looking through it. Just the low angle that you guys are set at on my helmet. So, what I'm doing today, I'm bringing the RT to work, because it's supposed to be drop dead gorgeous for the rest of, well, through Saturday. Looks like Sunday it's gonna cool off and rain again. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I am heading into a massive fog front here. And that fog, because we got the cowlets running around here and then the Tootle coming down. In fact, it's running along the backside of that mountain range right there. Got the Tootle on one side and the cowlets kind of going, at this point, ahead of us anyway, it's kind of going north and south. Once it hits, well, we're in Toledo, but once it gets over here by toward Toledo, it starts doing kind of a east and west thing for quite a while. Yeah, for quite some distance actually. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into some fog. It's a beautiful farm out there, isn't it? So anyway, we're gonna do some F3 riding. One of the other things I did with the F3 is and you guys probably know by now I'm not a big fan of forward pegs. That's just It's just a riding style I don't prefer. Nothing against it. There's some fire with that fog. Somebody's burning brush or something here. Yeah, I thought that looked kind of blue for being fogged down this low. Somebody just got some brush they're probably burning. You got to do all that you can, because once it turns dry around here, because it rains so much, this place doesn't really know how to handle dry. The way the ground is and everything, it just turns crispy dry when we don't have, I mean, even after several weeks, it airs out. It's like the ground and everything is like a sponge. Well, you know how a sponge is, if it's exposed to, you know, nice dry air, it turns all crispy and hard. That's what it does around here. Whoa! Oh, I actually hit that one. I heard the thump. Poor little Robin. Probably need to make sure he's not stuck in the grill up there somewhere. I'll take a quick stop up here at the stop sign, because he might still be okay, because he was kind of flying with me. But yeah, it gets crispy dry, and you can't. They ban all, you know, burning during that period, because this place will go up like a tinder box. Let's take a quick. Either he might have just skated underneath and got away free. I didn't run him over. I didn't feel no bump or anything. Definitely hit him though. I heard the thump. So anyway, I don't want to make this very long. And I'm sure you don't want to hear me say so and anyway a whole bunch more times. And the freeway's just around the corner. Unless something cool happens as I'm driving down the freeway to work, when I come back on, I'll be on an F3. And I was very wise and set up my my normal backpack, or I guess I should say my riding backpack, that I use with the DR and the iron, because obviously I can't carry my camera bag. So I've got set items that I switch over to my backpack, because my camera bag doesn't even come close to fitting the front cargo area of the F3. I'll just wear my backpack as if I'm riding the iron or the DR. I'll even wear the backpack with the Road King, just because the way that backpack is, you have to kind of stuff it in the in one of the saddlebags. I don't like cramming the lid down, and it just doesn't go in there real easy. I mean, it fits, but it's not easy how it fits, and I feel like I'm forcing it to go in there, so I don't like that. So a lot of times I'll just throw the backpack on, and the way the bubble in the back of that seat works, you can have a lot of stuff in that backpack. The backpack will actually lay on the seat, and it takes all the weight off your shoulders. So it's like you have an empty backpack. You just, you know, you don't even notice the straps around you, other than if you get a side wind or something weird, it'll tug the backpack. You forget the thing's even there. Or my GoPro will snap, you know, the crossover strap that most motorcycle backpacks have, or good hiking ones anyway. The little buckle thing on the very bottom of my GoPro mount will click, it'll click across the little quick release thing there, and you'll hear it go click. So I'll need to settle down here for about the next hour. And one of the things that's nice about heading south this time of the morning, I'm a little cold now. Not much, surprisingly, it's still 51. For 51, I would think I'd be colder, but you do get a lot of wind protection with the Spyder. This Spyder, the F3 would be more like riding the Iron, I guess. There's not a lot of wind protection on that thing. Oh, I never did tell you the other thing I did. Wow, how did I get... Oh, I think the bird or something distracted me. But as I was saying, you know, I'm not a big fan of the forward pegs. But the owner, he's got long legs. So he was in position 5, which is the farthest position forward on the pegs. And that was just, I felt like my legs were almost stretched out like I had them on highway pegs, and I absolutely hate that riding position. When I took the Road King to St. George for the Utah meetup, I would use them every once in a while, just as a different position, just because I got 3 positions. I actually don't have the floorboards on the back of the Road King. I have a long carriage bolt with a piece of fuel hose over it. It's an Allen bolt, and it's black, just that, whatever they call that coating that's on it. It'll still rust, but it's got that black coating on the bolt, and it's an Allen, and it's about, what did I get those things, like, were they 6 inches long, 5 inches? I don't remember what they were, but they're screwed into the bolt that holds the floorboard mount. And it's just enough I can put my feet back, and it's like sitting on race pegs on a race bike. You know how the pegs are small and skinny, there's hardly anything to them? That's what it feels like. But very, very comfortable. On that trip to Utah, I would say probably 60 to maybe even as high as 75% of the time I rode with my feet on them stupid them bolts back there. At first glance, you don't even notice them. Then when you do notice them, they look like, you know, some kind of like a passenger peg of some sort. But anyway, I know they're cheesy, and I can't really find any kind of a peg arrangement to do anything different. And they're discreet, you know, and it still has that solo look to it, you know, with no passenger seat and no floorboards. It would look funny being a solo riding position with floorboards, but it's only one bolt that takes them off, so, you know, if I had the floorboards, it'd be no big deal. But I like to use them. I like to have my feet in the back. I like being in that sport bike riding position. It's what I grew up with. It's what I'm most comfortable with. So that being said, the number 5 position, I was way too far out, and it actually made my legs ache, or I don't know if it ached or just irritated me or something, so I kept having to ride with my feet on the passenger pegs on the F3. Well, they're quite high for putting your feet on as the driver, so you kind of have that, you know, race jockey feeling when you're doing that, which is fine. It's more comfortable than my feet being forward, I can tell you that. But I had one of the number 3, which is a standard position. There's 5 positions. Number 3 is the way they come out of the crate. And then that's probably the average rider would use number 3. And anyway, I felt it was not far enough forward. It either needed to come way farther back, which makes the brake pedal in a weird position. I don't like how the brake pedal sits when they're back. So anyway, I did like the way it handled with them on position 5, because you could easily transfer weight and you lose all that upper body strength that's required when you're riding a Spyder. It's just like riding a snowmobile or a quad. I love the people who go, oh, what, you got to use upper body strength to ride a Spyder. Yeah, it's a different motorcycle. You know, it's a 3-wheeled motorcycle. It's not a 2-wheeled motorcycle. I love the people go, wow, I can't deal with this, I can't deal with that. I'm like, well, don't. It's a different style. And, you know, one of my favorite things to say is, yeah, it's different, but it's no less fun. And these things are fun. I don't care, you know, what kind of mixed up mental thing you have over them, whether it's an old people's thing or a crippled person's thing. If you've seen the riders that come in on them, you would change them. Go to a Spyder event. They're always around. Go to BRP's website and see where the truck is in your area, and just go hang out and sign up and take one for a ride. You'll see what I mean. That these touring ones have somehow or another put that image in people's head. When these things first came out, and you know, all the movie stars and sports stars were buying the GSs, which is a sport version, everything was all hunky-dory. And then in 2010, when they came out with the RT, the Roadster Tour, everybody, for some reason, everybody's got it in their head, you know, that it's, you know, an old person's bike. And, you know, by far, the majority of people that buy the touring model is, you know, it's an older folks that buy it, people that want all the creature comforts. Good Lord, it's got that. But it don't make them any less fun to ride. And good Lord, you can ride them fast. But, so I got the 5 was too far. Position 3 was like in just an awkward in-between thing, so I got position 4 rod, and I set the pegs in position 4, so it's not quite so drastically stretched out, and it's not that weird. I don't know quite how to explain it. It's like my legs need to be stretched out just a little bit more, you know, to get that weight transfer thing that's so unique about the F3. So, two things. Got the Blue Ridge shield, which makes an awkward view when you look through it with the GoPro. I might try a side mount. I was actually thinking about that last night, but I got too tired to even mess with it. Oh crap, I don't even have that bracket in my scaled down backpack thing. I don't have all my brackets with me. I was going to say I'll hook one up at work and maybe drive home with it that way, but I won't be doing that tonight. But anywho, pegs in position 4, the Blue Ridge windshield, which is essentially the same shield as the Route 129. It just doesn't go flat across the top. It arches up and has a little curvature in the top that kicks the wind over your head, and which is all fine, but it gives you, which you don't see as the driver, you see right over it, but the low position of my GoPro unfortunately makes that little curvature show up right in the center of the road, and you get this weird kind of watering effect. You'll see. Well, if you look at that one video, I think I called it my test ride of Spyder with the correct shield or something like that, but you'll see the effect. So I'll see what this looks like. I'm you know, leave the camera where it's at, do everything standard here, and see how acceptable that is. Not too many people said anything about that when I test rode that gentleman's Spyder, which, by the way, it turned out that was his wife's Spyder. He bought 2 of the same Spyder, and hell, I can't tell the difference in them. I mean, they're the same Spyder, but he's doing the same thing. They're both pretty much set up exactly the same. So anyway, we'll do some back roading and some goofing off on the way home if I get out in a timely manner. I'm hoping to get there early enough today that I can swing by the DMV, because the tags expired on my DR. I really wanted to ride that thing this past weekend, but the tags expired last month. In fact, the last video I did on it, maybe it was a month before then. I don't remember. But anyway, when I rode that thing out to Chehalis in the last little DR series thing that I did, I was riding on expired tags. It wasn't actually, I think it was either at Walmart's or when I got home, one or the other. I'm like, oh my God. And at one point, I think I even had a Chehalis, or I don't know what police department, is it Chehalis or Centralia, whatever it is, the police department up there I even had one of those guys riding behind me at one point. And I was like, must have been thinking about something else. Or maybe he was heading home for the night. Just didn't want to mess with another person. But anyway, talked way too long for a good morning, and I'm terrible with these things. I can't get it all out in a quick manner. It drives my wife nuts. A lot of times, you know, if she's tired or cranky, she'll just go, please just get to the point. She'll go, anyway. So I'm sure I drive some of you guys nuts too, and I apologize for that. Not staying on track. Sometimes I'll start something and I'll watch the video back and something will distract me and I literally never come back. I'm like, wow, you started something there and just like somebody shut the power off and you went on to a different channel. But anyway, I'm out as I'm working my way towards, actually this is the Kelso side. I always refer to it as Longview, but we're actually on the Kelso side. Longview is farther west, on the other side of the Cowlitz River. We're on the east side of the Cowlitz now, but so we'll talk to you this afternoon on the F3 with a new, I've ridden them on number 4, but I haven't spent time with the pegs in number 4. And I've ridden with the Blue Ridge Shield, but I haven't spent time with the Blue Ridge Shield. So we'll have opinions and whatnot about that later on here in a few hours. So we'll talk to you guys then. We'll see you now. Bye-bye.